Hey there, Kenneth French of Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. We're very, very happy you stopped by. Either you're going to watch this or listen to this because you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably an entrepreneur who's either just starting out or you've been around for quite a while and you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably a real estate investor, maybe even a real estate agent, maybe a professional or of some sort, professional advisor of some sort. And well, you are stopping by because you need some valuable advice from one of the top industry leaders there is. Anyway, thank you very much. Once again, Kenneth French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Really glad you stopped by. You're going to get paid for watching this presentation. You heard me correctly. If you're doing anything technical to advantage your company, if you're an entrepreneur, especially in the real estate space, you're going to get paid for this. Hey there, my name is Kenneth French with VastSolutionsGroup.com. We do tax, finance, and artificial intelligence to really help lower entrepreneurs' tax liability, all legally, ethically, and morally. And then at the same time, we potentially help them with their investments, also utilizing artificial intelligence, all in a way to help the entrepreneur, usually the solopreneur. We're going to get right into this presentation. This presentation is going to be one of those presentations that's going to be different. Why? Because as I mentioned, you're going to be paid for this presentation, for spending the time for this presentation. I know a lot of people say, well, this is all guaranteed, this is guaranteed, this is guaranteed. But the incredible thing is this actually potentially is guaranteed because you get paid federal tax dollars for doing research and development. If you're utilizing ChatGPT, Gemini as an example to better your business, potentially you could be getting some federal tax credits. And so what you're going to be getting is, well, money from this presentation. If you're doing anything of the sort, will in effect pay you for watching this presentation. Let's get right to it. You're going to watch a slideshow that we're going to put together that, as you can see, is called AI plus R&D, research and development, equals profit. So specifically, our market here at VastSolutionsGroup.com is real estate people, agents, investors, property managers, and usually something involving the real estate world. Why is that? Well, it's just been our market. We've been around since really 1969. I took over at 2006 in an effort to help business owners. So now let's just get right to the specifics. Now, you as a business owner, you as a real estate investor, you as a real estate developer, anything of the sort, you're probably leaving money on the table because you're using artificial intelligence in some way, ChatGPT, Gemini, to better your business. You're having a new system, a new innovation that really the government, believe it or not, already pays you via tax credits. And we're going to go over tax credits in just a little bit. Real quick, a little bit more information about VastSolutionsGroup.com. We're a co-founding partner of VastAssetDefense.com. We teamed up with an attorney, Bob Bloom, well-noted attorney who does asset protection, estate planning, which really works really well with our tax finance and artificial intelligence. So we work hand in hand with an attorney, a team of attorneys who help with estate planning and asset protection, usually for real estate investors. Again, as I mentioned, been around since 1969. Now, luckily, we've been involved in artificial intelligence since 2018. We had our own model. We really started AI in 2010. So we're not new on the block, basically. Speaking of not being new on the block, this guy isn't new on the block. His name's Kevin O'Leary, the shark. I call him probably one of the best known sharks, Mr. Wonderful, as he calls himself. He says on our website, by the way, you can go on our website and watch the video. VastSolutionsGroup.com is saving entrepreneurs money on tax. Check them out. You'll be glad you did. He knows what he's talking about when he talks about taxes. That guy is very, very into saving money in taxes. Your biggest expense is one way of saving money. Now, if you're leveraging AI, artificial intelligence, again, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, any of the above, you're doing smart business, right? Especially nowadays, a lot of people are saying, well, I got to employ new technologies. And one of the best ways of doing that is artificial intelligence, large language model, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I say it's smart business. It's something that some people are afraid of, but what I would say is it's just smart business. It's bettering the technology of your own business, making it more efficient, making it so you can spend time with maybe your family or doing other things you enjoy. Maybe it's golfing, boating, etc. Let's talk about research and development, or R&D. Let's talk about the first component, research. Are you doing this? Are you investigating how to create something new with, let's say, artificial intelligence, that being, let's say, ChatGPT as an example? Are you doing the research? You're probably already doing the research. Does that make sense? If you're doing the research on the internet, if you're going to probably not going to a local library, but if you are going to a local library, hey, great. You're researching, you're investigating, you're doing something to follow up to see something about creating something new, research, development. Now, are you actually building something new? Are you building something not in the marketplace, or are you perfecting something not, maybe not in the marketplace that you have, right? Or maybe it is in the marketplace. Are you perfecting it? Are you changing it, building it? Research and development, R&D. Now, let's talk about some of the qualifying elements of AI or artificial intelligence's research and development credits. Again, as it usually relates to research, because I mean, our market is real estate. So we could really talk about the specific things the government wants relative to artificial intelligence. Now, there's the four kind of things you have to take care of to get over the bar of getting research and development credits. New or better. Are you doing anything that's new or better in the marketplace? We'll get into some of the specifics, but you must be trying to, do something new, something cool, right? And we'll get into something that's not cool in just a moment. Will it or will it not work? You have to do something that's got to be some technical uncertainty. It's got to be some way of it maybe not working out, believe it or not. I know it sounds crazy, but that's true. Trial and error test. You've got to do something that sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. We call it beta testing. Maybe setting up a new CRM will work, and maybe setting up that specific CRM will not work. Or maybe doing a real estate analysis using some type of technical capability. Will it work? Will it not work? Does that make sense? Now, here, this is where we say it has to be something that's not cool. What do I mean by that? Your work must involve either science, technology, engineering, or math. Technology. Let's talk about technology. So, AI as an example, Claude as an example. Are you using AI in your business right now in some shape or form? Probably. I'm willing to bet you're at least thinking about it. If you're thinking about it, hence the reason you can get this paid for, because R&D tax credit if you go down that path with your CPA as an example. Speaking of example, let's go over some examples. These are general examples, right? I'm going to go general, then more specific with what we do here at vastsolutionsgroup.com. If you're creating a new marketing system, that's an example of how you could potentially get some R&D research credits from the government. Are you doing a new, let's say, analysis system for your research, for your property as an example, for your fix and flips as an example? Well, again, probably you could be getting some research and development credits. And these are credits, these are dollar for dollar credits we'll get into. Let's say are you creating a new management tool as it relates to property? Yep. Again, you could potentially be getting some credits. Now, I'm going to outline some of the examples. These are specific examples for what Vast Solutions Group has done. So this will cast a wide net as to what we've done and how we're, especially for last year, getting more research and development credits from the government than ever. We call them causations. So really, these are workflows. And what do I mean by workflows? So as an example, someone calls in the office, everything's automated thereafter based on artificial intelligence. So we don't have to have 10 employees answer the phone. There's an automatic causation or workflow that's automated based on artificial intelligence. Something to think about for you as an entrepreneur. It's awesome because you don't have to have a whole huge staff, and you could, by the way, look huge, right? Our phone system. If you call into our phone system, it's all AI generated. It's still a little clunky. I'm going to be more than blunt. You can even test it right now, as a matter of fact. Call in at 415-212-8189. You'll go through a phone tree. You'll be talking to our AI model. We call him Einstein. Again, he's still clunky, but I'm willing to bet you pretty soon it's going to make, you're not going to tell if it's a human or not. And by the way, let me explain a little bit more about the phone system. It's cool because on our phone system, if the client interacts with the AI model who's talking back to it. But let's say all of a sudden he says or she says, let's say you call in and all of a sudden it's you say, I want to talk to it, someone about new business. Boom, it goes to our new business person as an example. And it asks a little bit of information about what it is you're looking for. Anyway, so it's pretty cool. It just things happen a lot quicker as a result of our phone system. Again, this is just an example of what we've done based on artificial intelligence. We do this thing called Tax Projection Plus. We can figure out what your tax liability is going to be going forward. So we're not like, most tax firms, where they say, oh, here's your tax liability. Oh, great. What instead, instead would be the case is we project forward what your tax liability is going to be based on artificial intelligence and ways to mitigate that. That's huge. That's really big. And then also an example of what we've done as far as artificial intelligence. We're nationwide. There's no way we would be nationwide if it weren't for our automations relative to artificial intelligence. We have a new app that actually you can even go in the app store. You can go anywhere and download our app. It's in beta, by the way, but it's all artificial intelligence generated, except the people in there are real. I guess at least hopefully. Actually, the people who go to our meetings sometimes aren't because they're AI generated. People who show up based on all the new technology. We have a new vast vault, which is a community. All the information in there was started based on artificial intelligence. There's no way we would be able to grow that community to what it is right now based on artificial intelligence. So again, that all that's tax deductible. Not only tax deductible, we also get a tax credit for it. Does that make sense? Customer service, we have automated customer service kind of tickets based on artificial intelligence, trial and error. We're taking care of the R&D tax credit. It's huge. A couple other examples, what we've done. I would just leap to Vast Property Solutions. It's our investment company, or actually slash real estate investment management company, which is all there's no way we'd be able to scale that to the extent we have without artificial intelligence. Now we're backfilling it with Claude to a certain extent. And now also we have over 750 banks for lending that we're communicating with based on not only vendors, but also our artificial intelligence. We wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't have AI working. So let's go over some of the benefits. So some of the benefits that you guys have and I should say you guys, you girls, have based on artificial intelligence. Now, you can't be looking at it just for tax purposes. You got to look at the way I look at R&D is you're helping your business, which also indirectly is helping society and humanity and also helping the United States as it relates to other countries. If we're getting more technological, we're doing more innovation as a country, we'll be better off versus our adversaries out there. Quick decisions, because you have artificial intelligence working for you, you can make quicker decisions, much quicker decisions. Competitive advantage against the competition. If you're not using artificial intelligence in some way, ChatGPT is an example, you're going to get left behind by someone who is. So you get a huge competitive advantage. Scale, you can grow very quickly because of artificial intelligence. You can do a lot more posts, et cetera. You can look more professional, as I say here. Plus, the big thing is, remember how I talked about causation? You can automate all your stuff, which is huge. I mean, being able to do those causations, and the reason we call them causations is because Einstein called them causations, and we've adopted that. But you can automate things so things are a lot quicker, easier. Things won't fall through the cracks quite as quickly. And speaking of better decisions here, you can make much better decisions because things are more informed in general based on the expertise of artificial intelligence, which can go out to the internet and figure out some of the things that you might not be able to figure out independently. Frees up time. That's the big thing. It frees up time. I would be having to work unbelievable hours, which sometimes now I feel like I do, if it weren't for artificial intelligence. I should also mention, once again, my name is Kenner French with BassSolutionsGroup.com. I've been doing this since 2006, if you will, on my own. And what I would say is I was able to basically semi-retire for 10 years because of all the proliferation of artificial intelligence. The world is changing, and I now want to have my legacy as artificial intelligence slash quantum computing because I've been embedded in it for so long, and I think it helps humanity in a big way. Real quickly, I'm going to go over the deduction and R&D tax credit. What is the difference? I'm just going to make you look at, if you will, total immediate savings. This is a very generic example, by the way, for a California person. The deduction, you ended up having a tax savings of 50,000 roughly. And then on the R&D tax credit, not quite as much. But if you bring in the loss carry forward in this example, it's a gross generic example, you save an additional net $16-ish thousand. So bottom line, you end up saving a little bit of money as a result of doing the R&D tax credit. Plus, again, for all the reasons I just mentioned, it's a benefit to you as the business owner. How do AI, artificial intelligence, R&D tax credit work, or how should they work really? You have to go out, do the data collection. the eligibility identification. You got to see what expenses should be a part of the R&D tax credit or should be getting R&D tax credit. Then you optimize it. You see what really you're not accounting for and what you should be accounting for, and then do it on an ongoing basis. Again, AI R&D tax credit, this is how it should work. So what's the thing to do after this presentation? After you see this, go talk to a tax professional. They will be able to help you on this. And if they don't understand, please contact us at vastsolutionsgroup.com. Do the AI R&D process on an ongoing basis, because your business, as I mentioned before, will be advantaged as a result. Get to reap the rewards, rinse and repeat on an annual basis. Keep doing it. But the first step, the to do directly after seeing this presentation, contact your tax professional. You know, in the short term, I'm going to say go to vastsolutionsgroup.com, but down the road, our website, vastsolutionsgroupai.com, will be built out. But right now, go to vastsolutionsgroup.com. There's a reason for that. I'm going to go over some of the specifics in another presentation, but hence the reason I call it AI R&D, excuse me, equals profit, because it does equal profit. You're already walking, in the first earlier slide, I should say, you're already probably walking over dollars, because all what you're doing is the stuff that would be getting you federal tax credits. So why not go talk to your tax professional? By the way, you can go back 3 years. If you've been doing stuff that should be getting R&D tax credit, you can go back 3 years. If you've messed up or whatever the case is, go back 3 years. You can get some money back from the government. It's free money, right? Have your tax professional do the research for you. Take them out to lunch, take them out to dinner, ask them about the R&D tax credit. You'll be happy you did. Now, we do have a service called AI Credit Max with an exclamation point, where we automate the whole process. But what I would say is, frankly, go talk to your advisor first, your tax advisor. If they don't understand this stuff, please do reach out to us. But the bottom line is, we can automate the process for you and make it a lot easier for you as a result. For a business owner, we have different elements of it. We have different elements of the R&D tax credit that can help you. I mean, we have our core service, which is all online. You basically do more of the tax credit research yourself, and we also work with CPAs and tax professionals. We also have one that's, a little bit where we do a little bit of the work for you, do a little bit of filing potentially, and then also we do one where we go into your business and do the research itself. Usually, by the way, we charge 1%. In general, 1% for the core, for the online service, if you will, 2% if we do a little bit of the digging, and then enterprise pricing for the other one. Really do the concierge service if we're going to do all the deep dive and help you going forward. And by the way, if someone's looking for some AI help, we also can help get people started, and you get tax credits for it, right? That's how we arrange for it. So again, what I would say is, please go to vastsolutionsgroup.com. If need be, contact us. The process will start. I'm opening the shades, if you will. You can see exactly how we operate, how we've utilized artificial intelligence to help the business owner here at vastsolutionsgroup.com. And we're a great, glad partner of vastassetdefense.com, which has really helped us to, grow even more. And all of it's based on artificial intelligence. It really is. And I think there's no way we would have grown to have an office in every state if it weren't for artificial intelligence. If you want to grow, spend more time with your family, adopt artificial intelligence. It's not nearly as scary as you might think. Once again, my name is Ken French of vastsolutionsgroup.com. It's totally been a pleasure spending time with you.